Hi, it's Jeff Lundblad again with Family Legacy Estate Sale with another video on collectibles. This particular segment is going to be on AFX or Aurora slot cars. These are vintage slot cars from they continue to make them to today, but these particular ones we're going to talk about today are from the cigar box line, which was produced in the 1960s up until the early 1970s. I think you'll enjoy it. Stay tuned for more videos and on to the slot cars. One of the neat things about being in the collectibles business is that you come across a lot of interesting and neat collectibles, and this one really brought me down memory lane. I was born in the early 60s, and slot cars were a big thing. And I know they're still popular today, but unlike today, most people save all their toys. They don't open them, they leave them in packages, that kind of thing. Back when I was a child, you opened everything, you played with it, and a lot of these toys got so beat up and broken, your parents threw them away. They were junk. At least in their mind, they were junk. So I just ran across this collection. A client reached out to me and asked me if I'd be interested in them. And I don't collect slot cars myself, but I do know that they're very collectible. So I thought I'd pick them up from this client, and they will appear on my website for sale probably in the next week or two. So, but I do want to go show you the collection, because it is really a neat little collection. And he didn't have it as a collection. This is exactly the way he packed it away 55 years ago. And he just thought it was time to sell them. So I'm going to move the camera a bit. This is the old tackle box that he had them in from when he was a kid. You can see it says HO Racing Cars, Car Model Magazine on there. But let me go ahead and open them. And, you know, this was pretty typical of toys in the 60s, in the 70s. I mean, people didn't have special collector's boxes and display cases and all that. And this is an old fishing tackle box. You can see some of the cars that are in there, and I'm going to take out a couple and we'll take a look at them more closely. So let me start with this one. I happened to do a little research on already. It's a tow truck, and this is made by Aurora, or AFX. Sometimes they're known as that. And this happens to be, you know, quite a collectible little piece. I've seen them for sale and selling $60, $70, $80 each. This particular one appears to be in very nice condition. It's got its original tires. It's got its contacts on it. Paint is still good. So that'll be a nice item to add to somebody's collection when they sell it. Another one in here, little sports car, tan in color. Again, it's got some nice clean contacts. The bottom is nice and clean. I have tested some of these with a battery, and they still function. So, like I said, it's really kind of a trip down memory lane for me, because these were really, really popular when I was a kid. And but so many of them, like I said, end up not being, they didn't make it to our adulthood. Let's just say it that way. Mom threw them out. Here's a nice chrome looking car. And again, the paint on this car is virtually pristine. The bottom is very clean as well. And your average Aurora complete car in good condition from that vintage is probably $40 to $50 each in an eBay marketplace. And don't overlook incomplete cars, because the chassis or the body of the car can easily be exchanged. You can look on the bottom of one of these cars and there's just 2 screws and you can replace the body. So having loose bodies is not uncommon. This happens to be a red Corvette for you Prince fans. But this body is in nice condition, and on a body like this, you can still get about $15 or $20 just for the body. So here's one that's in its original box. They used to have, and here's another one in its original box, but it has the original padding on the bottom. It was just a piece of foam, nothing real sophisticated. I think I saw a price tag on one of these boxes, and the price I think was like $1.29. Give you some perspective on how things have changed price-wise. So, you know, as you're doing your picking and looking, you know, flea markets, garage sales, that kind of things, don't pass up slot cars because they can be very desirable and very expensive. I know in the AFX line from the 60s, they made the Batmobile. They made Black Beauty from the Green Hornet. And there's some other famous, I think the Munsters Mobile. And those, because of their notoriety, hold a big premium. So hopefully this video has been entertaining for you. Keep tuned for future videos. And we look forward to talking to you soon.